You there? Kim, you there?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. I can hear you great. I'm sure Jeezy's about to come in the room. But first, let me just start off with you before we even start this, because I don't get a chance to really talk to you as often as I would like to, first and foremost. But
I
sometimes,
know. We used to talk all the time.
and this is what I was about to get into, just so that as everybody's coming into the room, put your thumbs up, make sure that you can hear us. But man, let me tell y'all something about Kim that you may not know. I early on in my career, I did so many shows, and she just embraced the living shit out of me and gave me so much game. And she would pull me to the side, and it was just like a mentorship. And man, your heart has always been of gold for me. And I don't feel like you get. People say this to me to a degree, but you on a different level. I don't think you get your flowers the way that you need them. And as of late, we see so many people leaving us and not really getting the respect that they deserve. So I want to tell you why you here, how much you mean, not only to me, but to every single female that came after you. You changed the entire game. To every single person, to, just freedom of speech and just freedom of expression in so many different ways. And I could take up a lot of time just introducing you, but we only got but so much. But ladies and gentlemen, I got my friend, my homie, my confidant, the one and only Lil Kim here with me, and I didn't even know she smoked cigars, so I'm glad to have her.
Yeah, I love you. It's funny when you say what you say, because when you do what you just did right now, and all the love you just showed me right now, it makes up for all of the people who, don't. So it's all good. And at the end of the day, you've done that for me, like the same way. Like, it was times when you had to like be my shoulder, like lift me up, you know what I mean? And I really appreciate you for that. You just always been dope as fuck.
I appreciate it. Listen, we got to catch up like soon, so we could talk about some of these stories, so you could jog my memory on some things I might have forgotten. I can jog yours on some things that you might have forgotten. Now I see Jeezy trying to get in here. I don't know if he's all the way. Jeezy, can you hear me? Okay,
Hey,
Jeezy's almost
Snow,
here.
where you at, Snow?
I see him. He's on here, so I'm sure he's gonna upgrade in a second. But in the meantime, I'll just start with you in terms of everybody. First and foremost, let everybody know. I know that we on here live. I see people got the thumbs up, so that means y'all can hear us really good. Today's particular Facebook Live is about cigar smoking, which I'm very, very, very in tune with. A lot. Some people don't know. A lot of people do know. It's one of my favorite hobbies. So we're here to talk about it. And I know Jeezy smokes cigars because me and him smoke together all the time. But just from a female perspective, from a female perspective, before we get Jeezy on here, it seems like this culture of smoking cigars, you don't see as many women doing it. And I'm the first person to say, and this is just my opinion, I got to put that out there to the people listening. You got to have the disclaimer these days. I am not attracted to women who smoke cigarettes, but I'm attracted to chicks who smoke cigars, because it's an occasional thing. That's the crazy thing. And so I never knew that you smoked cigars, and I'm just curious to know what got you into smoking cigars in the first place, because I love the fact that you do it.
Okay, so let me tell you, right? So years ago, when I was with, I don't know, do you remember Hillary Weston? Remember?
I do. Yes.
Yes.
That's one of them industry names you never forget.
Yes, her and Shaka used to be like, they used to have to hold us down. But anyway, so me and Hillary, and I'm not going to lie, like, this is what really made me say, oh, I'm going to start going to the cigar rooms even more. So me and Hillary, we met this very wealthy, rich white guy named Ronnie. And he was like, I want to take you guys to the cigar room. And I'm like, Hillary, I don't fucking smoke cigars. Like, why the hell are we going to the cigar room? But then he took us, right? And yo, Luda, it was just nothing but money up in them. It was a whole lot of money up in them.
You was like, this is a place I need to be. Yeah,
so
I like that.
I looked to the left and I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I said, and he gave me one of those waves like, hey, Kim, welcome to the club.
Hell yeah. See, so this is great. This is great.
Yeah,
keep going.
So that was that's why from that day I started. And I started with bubblegum.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't,
because it's all about the taste. It is all about the taste at first for women.
It's all about
y'all
the
like
taste.
Them sweet cigars sometimes.
Yeah, because us ladies, and let me just say this: I do not do it all the time because I'm not really attracted to women who smoke cigarettes and all, you know, blunts
Yeah.
and all that stuff all the time, and, you know, cigars. But I think every now and then it's a nice little breath of fresh air. It feels good. It tastes good. And, you know, I get to go and be around some real, you know, good people.
Real talk. Hey, Jeezy, all you got to do is press enter on as a speaker. I see he's here. We just trying to get him on. And more people keep coming into this live. So I just want to definitely let everybody know. Make sure you hit the arrow at the bottom to let other people know we live. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's going to be an epic conversation. It already started off as being epic. Myself, Ludacris, Lil Kim, Jeezy. Just press enter as a speaker, and then we're going to get him on here. But what I was going to say to you, Kim, was in terms of, like, when you just said Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's crazy because I started noticing that too. But in terms of being in certain rooms with certain people, that's what people don't really realize. And once, you know, even more women realize that this is where you really get to have them conversations with you know, billionaires and millionaires and
Absolutely.
multimillionaires. So
Yeah.
it's not just about smoking cigars. It's about becoming a part of a club of
Yes.
individuals that's all about discipline, making money, and having multiple streams of income. That's the best way
Yep.
to say it.
That's exactly right. It's a membership kind of thing, you know.
There you go.
And, you know, they seem to be very, very comfortable, like our peers, because, you know, that's what we aspire to be, right? The goal is to be a billionaire times
Right.
billionaire times trillionaire, right? So
Yep.
you wanna surround yourself with people who are already there because you feel like you're on your way there, and they have so much knowledge. And it seems like when they're smoking cigars, they get very comfortable, relaxed, and, you
Yeah.
know, you seem like family.
100%. Have there been any other women in the industry that you were surprised to know that smoke cigars as well?
Um, that's the thing. I don't think I've ever really smoked cigars with like super, super, you know, like maybe famous women.
Yo.
Uh-oh, we got him.
Hey, Jeezy.
There it is. We finally got my
Yo,
okay. My
yo.
guy is here. Now I got to give him the
Hello?
proper. I got to give you the proper introduction from a Ludacris standpoint, the same way that I gave Lil Kim her introduction from a Ludacris standpoint. So a lot of people don't know that's on here, man. This is my actual friend. When people say that in the music industry, I can count on one hand how many people I truly can say the word friend with. And this guy is crazy because I'm already a fan of him. I've always wanted to ask this nigga this. And now that I've got him on this live, I'm just going to use this as the platform to ask him, how the hell did Ray just got a camera on the peach in my license? Who the fuck thinks of shit like that, bro? Help me understand.
I couldn't hear you. You blacked in and out. One more time?
I said, you got to help me understand who the fuck comes up with, minus the bullshit, life's great, just got a camera on the peach in my license plate.
Hey, man.
Bruh.
At the time, that was real life. You know what I mean? For real, man. I could do no complaining, baby. I had a double platinum album out. You know,
yeah.
I just make my segue from the block to the music industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the stage with greats like Luda and Chip, and I mean, life was great, man. Still is, though, by the way. Still is,
absolutely.
man.
That's right.
Listen, you got some of my favorite lines in hip hop. In the same song, your ass said, Jimmy crack corn, Jeezy flip O's. I just stick to the script. Y'all niggas hoes. It's so many phenomenal thoughts that are just all in different directions, but they all somehow they're so cohesive at the same fucking time. Damn.
Yeah, man. You know what it is? It's life, though, bro. It's like once you get to a certain place in life and you just, you know, see yourself how other people see you, as someone striving to be great, man, you can just talk so much fly shit about yourself. It's crazy. You know, you say anything, and it's like you believe it. You know.
Damn right.
And by the way, I did have a camera on the license plate, just so you know.
That's what I'm saying. No, we know what you were saying was real. That's what I'm saying. A lot of rappers out here, they faking, but we know it's real. So, bruh, we talking about cigars. I already told Kim that I know that you and I, this is our pastime. This is extremely, this is how often we do it, you know, different type of cigars. And this is a forum for us to just have a conversation and really talk about it. And Kim kind of just gave her whole play of how she got into it and got started. So why don't you talk to the people and tell them how you got really
Wow.
into this game and what your, your first stick was or who really hit you. Because there's a lot of fake Cubans out there. That's the other thing. Before you get to the real ones, you either have an experience where you smoke the real one or you smoke the fake ones and you don't get it at first. And then one day it just hits you and you like, shit, what I've been doing my whole life.
Right. No, it's it. Well, let me say this first and foremost, bro. I mean, I'm a fan as well. I just respect, just the way you've evolved, man. I mean, my guy, was working at a radio station, an international movie. So I can't believe that shit sometimes. I'm like,
right.
That's friend,
yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Congratulations to you, man, and shout out to Kim, man. You just always been solid. We rocking together right now.
Yeah, nah, we always been.
Surprised, right? I ain't surprised you on here talking Cigars. You know what I mean? You're a boss anyway. But for me, I always
absolutely.
I always love, for me though, Chris, like I always looked at life like, just hitting that level where you just on a different level, like mentally, and you look it. And I always equated cigars with that because all the bosses I've seen, they smoke cigars. I used to wonder why, like, damn, why is that a thing? And as you start to, get older and you start to do other things, you just realize those 20, 30 minutes you get to chop it up with the fellas, an hour or two, and smoke a cigar, like that's a reward, for just working hard. And the crazy thing is, like, I always noticed that watches, cars, wine, and cigars are the best way to connect with people.
Now listen, here's the thing. By the way, go ahead. My bad. I ain't gonna cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So, but I always, like, everybody I ever met that really was like, just killed it in the world. The conversation was about a watch. You might be on a plane, somebody might be like, "It's a nice watch," and you just get in a conversation. You end up meeting a friend, and they become friends for years. And it's a car conversation, and then you start making friends there, and it's a wine conversation. You make friends there. But what I've been noticing about cigars, it's been bringing a lot of people together on a different level. It brings great minds together. Like, when you see people sitting around smoking cigars, they're usually talking about progression in life. You know what I'm saying? But it looks good, though. It looks fly. You know what I mean? So even when me and Chris, when we smoke, we talk about and fly shit, of course. But it's almost like it's almost like a brotherhood, when you sit around and you smoke a few sticks, because you're giving people, some of the most important thing in the world, the biggest asset in the world is time. You're sitting there and you're present, and you're talking about fly shit and living life, and doing music and doing tours, and so for me that was my vision of cigars. Now let me go back to when I first started smoking one. I was on a trip in Cabo, and I met some people at the pool, and they gave me a Cuban. So the guy told me straight up, he was like, "Yo," I was like, "Yo, let me get one." He gave me one. I think it was a Cohiba or something like that. And he told me, he said, "Yo, don't inhale."
Yep.
Back then I'm smoking weed and shit, so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can smoke weed, I can smoke this.
Yeah.
So man, I smoked that whole cigar, bro. And when I tell you, I'm in Cabo, so we on this resort, and I wake up in the middle of the night. And man, I tried to stand up, bro, and what I didn't understand, if you inhale, it throws your whole equilibrium off. So you can't. I'm falling, stumbling,
headache
like
every day.
Right. So it threw me back, and I was just like, "Yo, I gotta really learn how to smoke." And so when I'm out and I'm kicking it, it don't come across crazy. And I just took my time and just started to learn, the cigars that I really like. So I started off with the regular degulars, like just the regular Cohibas you can get from anywhere. And then I just started elevating my game. But the more I elevated my game with cigars, the better people that I met, and you can sit down somewhere and smoke the right cigar, and somebody come over and tell you their whole life story. It's crazy.
100%. It's funny you say that, because Kim was basically saying the exact same thing about this club. But is there anything you want to add to that, Kim? I know you kind of was, you was definitely agreeing with a lot of things Jeezy was saying. So go ahead and talk to him.
No, I was just really agreeing. I mean, I know Jeezy didn't hear what we was talking about earlier, but look, the first time how I got into it is, I was with Hillary, and she was like, we met this guy. He was a rich guy, super wealthy guy, multi-millionaire at the time. And he was like, "I'm going to take y'all to the cigar room." And I was like, "Cigar room?" I was like, "I don't smoke cigars." And so he was like, trust me, you're going to love it here. And I went, and the first person I saw was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And he gave me one of them waves like, welcome to the club, Kim. And you know, like you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I said, okay, now I get it. You get to politic with who you're supposed to politic with, because the goal is to be a super trillionaire, right?
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
that was just funny you said that.
No, it's dope. And it's good that you said that again, by the way, Kim, because there's so many more people just joining us. If you are just joining us, letting everybody know, Ludacris here, Lil Kim, Jeezy. This is a Facebook Live. We talking about our love of cigars. And it's a reminder for all the listeners, anybody, you can now host your own Facebook Live audio room just like I'm doing right now. But when we talking about cigars, Jeezy, you said something that was extremely important when you talked about it's in the same conversation as wine, as watches, as cars. All of those things have one thing in common. Not only do they certain ones appreciate in value over time, when you kind of leave them to the side for a little while, but also it's just things that evolve. So if you put cigars in a humidor, it's going to have a maturation process. It's going to smoke better after a certain amount of time. You put wine in a wine cellar, them things going to dissipate. It's going to drink better. You know what I mean? And it's just, that's what, as you become a connoisseur of things, why I love cigars so much and why I think we're all like-minded, because we're all about evolution. Anything that we do, we done been to that stage already. Now, what's the next stage? But when you deal with these particular things, this is something that can be a hobby for the rest of our lives. And that's what's interesting about it. Like golf, you'll never perfect your golf swing. You got to do this until the day you die. Cigar smoking, wine, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Talk a little bit about that. I know you elaborate.
You can perfect your golf outfit though. I can tell you that.
The look. I'm all about the look. I'm all about the look. I used to go just to look good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeezy.
For sure. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, for me, like, once you get to a certain spec, man, you just want to, like say for instance, when you chilling with people and you got some dope cigars and you break them out, you just see the excitement, on people's faces, because it just creates a vibe. It's a vibe. And, it's almost like art. I've been in the art, for the last 10 years, and it appreciates, and cigars over time, they do appreciate. But I think for me, the conversations get better and better. I can't front, and I'm keep it 1,000. When I was, in the streets, and you smoked and people used to roll backwoods, that was a thing. That's what you was doing, because that's the level of life you was at. But as you evolve, you find better conversations with more finer things. So cigars are like, the better they are, the better the time. And it's just like you have great conversations when the cigars are good. Man, you can talk about life. You can talk about your goals, your dreams. You can talk about, things that you want to accomplish in the next 5 to 10 years. And you're talking to like-minded people. And it's the same thing with wine. I was with my one of my family friends the other night, and we stayed up and we drank like 5 bottles of Opus One.
Oh,
and
shit.
Boy, you know what I mean? But we talked about, everything under the sun. But, even just smoking cigars and having those conversations, it just makes you feel like, to me, it's almost like a reward for all the hard work that we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the
And I don't know.
Kickback.
Not to cut you off, but I don't know if people know, but cigars are very expensive. I mean, there's a cigar in the world that's like $1 million or something like that.
Yep.
It's very it's expensive.
It's definitely an expensive habit now. You gotta be. And by the way, you can
smoke,
you don't have to smoke Cubans. You know what I'm saying? Just smoke what what's good for you. But like me myself, I like to mix it. So I have a cognac line that I just launched now, cognac. But we got gin and vodka as well coming. But I just find myself like, some nights just, one cigar, a glass of Nod, cognac, big cube of ice, and I just reflect. You know what I mean? And that comes from where we come from, Luda. Like sometimes you too, Kim, because you always like, you got to really sit back and think about how far you done made it and where you at now and what your next steps are in life. And that's a great segue into that. That's a great thing to sit back and do. And another thing is, I'm really surprised, especially in my city, the number of women that are really smoking cigars. You know what I'm saying? I went to a couple spots, and women are in there smoking cigars like the guys. It's crazy.
Yeah,
No, and
it's
that's I'm
crazy.
glad you said that, and I'm a segue that over to Kim because I'm also glad you said you don't have to smoke Cubans because you said earlier I started off with the regular degulars. Not everybody can get Cubans that's on here listening to us, so we got to make note to shout out to the Nicaraguan cigars, the Dominican cigars. No matter where you from,
Yeah.
it's all love. And for me, you said it. It's like cigars. They stop time for me. They make you reflect. Like it makes time slow down. And in our world, because it's extremely fast paced, that's what we need. That's why it's so relaxing for us. And Kim just had Jeezy mentioned, we starting to see an influx of so many more women starting to smoke. But I had a question, even, you can't speak for all women, but I'm sure you can talk on this topic of conversation. The reason we probably don't see as many women in the cigar lounges is because that cigar smoker get in their damn hair. So
Yeah.
please tell me how in the fuck you deal with that cigar smoke getting in your hair and your friends, and how do you do it? How do you deal with it?
Just don't get none in my hair.
Look, women don't get in the pool and they don't
No,
go in
but
cigar lounges. So how the
no,
fuck how can we fix this?
no, that's a fact though. Like that is the reason why I don't do it a lot. I don't like that smell in my hair. I don't like. I mean, you know how you come from the club, you already got the weed smell in your hair. You got just the whole club smell in your hair.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, that's the thing. That's why we got to keep our hair done. And guys, you got to keep your girls' hair done. And we got perfume for the hair.
Great point. That's a great point to make motherfuckers understand why women get their hair done at least 3 times a week if you're gonna be like that, for sure.
At least.
All right, so I gotta ask both of y'all, what is your favorite pairing with your favorite cigar? And I know it's different times, but I'm just saying your absolute favorite, because I'm sure people on here want to know, what does Lil Kim drink? What does Jeezy drink apart from this cognac that he just launched? What is it? Like, is it? Come on, let's break it down. So, Kim, I'm gonna start with you.
Well, for me, it's Casamigos, and I like to put a little bit of honey around the rim with a little sugar and salt mix with a little lime, and I sip it. I sip it occasionally. Like I'm not gonna be sitting there like this drinking every 5 seconds. You sip it occasionally, then you take a little.
Lady, you gotta be a lady.
Exactly.
For sure, Jeezy, what you got?
Fancy.
Yeah.
So for me, I like right now I'm definitely in the cognac space. Like it's cold outside. This is my vibe.
Facts.
So I do the big Cuba ice, burnt orange peel, and definitely some nod, man, some cognac, and just enough to sip on. And my favorite cigar right now at this moment is the Partigan No. 4. I love the Partigan. By the way,
Ooh.
bro. I forgot to tell you that.
It's so crazy that you said that.
My birthday, some exclusive. So I appreciate that. But that's like my vibe. The stick is big enough. You know what I'm saying? It's good for about an hour. It's good money.
Yeah.
It's a great nightcap for me.
Yeah, man. And it's for people that can't get Cubans on here. Some of my favorites are definitely Padron, and you got Macanudos, you got My Father's. But Cubans are definitely my favorite. And it's funny that you said Partagas, Jeezy, because I am such a Partagas fan. I think you have to develop, your palate for it, because Partagas are more on the stronger side. Because people that's just listening right now, some of y'all are learning about cigars, some of y'all already smoke them. I want to ask the next question about, after I say my Partagas is favorite, because if you put them in the humidor for a certain amount of time, then they start to get a little smoother because they're so strong at first. But the greater question is, what would you say to people that are on here, Kim, that maybe have never smoked a cigar before but want to try it, especially for the ladies that's listening right now?
I say try it, you know what I mean? And make sure you're around the right people. That's the thing. You gotta be around the right people, and make sure you're around people that, some of them may have more than you. That's a good thing, and so you can learn, and you can have a real knowledgeable conversation while you're smoking it. You don't want to be around the wrong people smoking a cigar, you know what I mean?
Come on.
But you know what I'm saying? But the thing is too, I'm still a baby in this too, so I'm learning, but I ever since I started, like I like it, you know what I mean? And like Jeezy was saying earlier, I like the fact that it's a moment to build with the right conversation with the right people,
Hell yeah. And I would say for people smoking, don't, like Jeezy was saying, obviously don't inhale. Make sure you have some food in your stomach before you smoke a cigar. You never want to smoke on an empty stomach. You'll get a headache, and like you said, you'll be nauseous. That's something that you don't want. And you got to take your time. You took one puff every 60 seconds or more. Don't be over there smoking it like it's weed. Jeezy, what else you going to add to this for the people listening that might try it for the first time?
Man, I just think that, you know, for me, it's just like, just make sure, you know, you take your time to find what you really like, because you don't want to ruin the experiences by, because I'm going to be honest, like, when I was, you know, I might go out with people sometimes, they'd be like, yo, I got some new cigars, and they give it to me, and it's, you know, you don't want to be rude, but it's just like, you know, I smoke what I smoke, but then somebody gives me a flavor cigar, and it's just like, I can't, you know what I mean? It take the whole enjoyment out of it. So I would say, like, make sure you, like, know what you know what you're smoking, because you might ruin your experience by smoking the wrong cigar. You know what I'm saying? Or even just,
that's true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, just because it's an experience. It's like,
that's a great point, bro.
It's so crazy, bro. It's just like everywhere I've been, and the cigars have been great, I always just walked out with a whole just different mindset. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, make sure you smoke something that you really enjoy, and not just for smoking and be like, yo, this don't taste good, or this ain't mine.
All right, so check this out. Give it to them niggas so that they don't ever ask me for my lighter while I'm smoking, because it kills my high. All right, Kim, what you got?
Oh, man.
I guess you know what, for me, I think it's during the moments when you're supposed to just be taking it in, and somebody just keep asking you questions, or just like, this is how we gonna get to that moment. Just give us a second right now to get to the next moment.
Yes. The people that be doing too much when smoking a cigar is supposed to be about relaxation and chilling.
Yeah, then you get the good conversation out.
Yeah. Jeezy, what you got?
Well,
pet peeve.
I got two, man. I got two pet peeves, man. So I'm making quick. My first one is, you know, I might take my little traveling pack around when I might step out or something, hit a spot that I like to hang at or whatever. And, you know, I'm going to have me, you know, two particles in there for me. Then I might have some Monte Cristos and some other, you know, just whatever. And then when you get there and it's like, oh, man, what you smoking on? And then, you know, you got that two. So if you got two. So it's just like when you open the box for them to grab one, they grab the other part again. You look like, damn, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's for me.
I'm mad I didn't say this. That's so true.
I hate that. But the other thing I hate, though, and my homies might be a little hot at me when I say this. So
go ahead and say it, bro.
And I got a humidor to hold about 1,500 sticks. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody standing in front of the humidor like, oh, man, it's crazy. And I was like, yeah, get what you want, man. You know, get what you want. So we go out on the backyard, and we just chilling and smoking. And you know, when I got ready to go up and go in the house because it got a little chilly or whatever, I looked down at the ashtray. It's whole sticks there. They hit it like 2 or 3 times. I'm like,
yes, that is the up. Yes,
got my best sticks.
Big pet peeve.
And hit it
Big
2
pet
times
peeve.
and put it in the ashtray. I'm like, yo, man.
And that's the thing. That's why you can only smoke with people that. Yeah, you only should smoke with people who can appreciate the cigar that you have just as much more than you. Otherwise, it's a waste. So you speaking the gospel. You are speaking the gospel, bro. If anybody, I know y'all here, I'm here, Ludacris, Lil Kim, Jeezy, reminding everybody here, you can host your own Facebook Live. We got a couple more minutes left, so we can get some closing statements or promote anything that you have going on. But just everybody look under your status bar, click room, click the live audio. That's all you have to do to get your own Facebook Live. And man, this is just us having fun. Right now, we're talking about our love for cigars, so you should try it out. Man, Kim, is there any last parting words you want to say to the people? Anything about cigars? Anything about, you know, projects that you're working on? Anything about the daughter? You know what I mean? Talk to them.
Well, you know, being around your family is always the best thing. But you know, this is just a beautiful thing. I'm glad I got a chance to chop it up with y'all, because I don't get to speak to y'all. Me and Jeezy, we've been around each other a little bit, like, recently. And if Jeezy, you already know I'm coming. What we talked about. I'm coming. I ain't forget. And you too, Luda, like, and you too, Luda, like, I love this. Like, I'm really appreciative that y'all, you know, you thought about me and y'all invited me in, because this is love, and I'm happy to be here. And got a movie coming out the end of this month. Me and Nick
Cannon.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Come on.
Yeah, me and Nick Cannon. It comes out on the 20th. And then it's called The Miracle Across 125th Street. It's like a Christmas version of Friday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, I'm working on music all the time. Everything is always going on. You know, I'm always active.
Let me tell you something. You probably have the most loyal fans of any artist I think I've ever seen. When you talk about longevity, these motherfuckers will kill for you, and it's been like years and years. So that just is a testament to the impact that you've made on this industry as a whole. So again, I'm giving you your flowers. I want everybody to know when you listening to these three voices, all you hearing is genuine, like genuineness, like. This is genuine. In the industry, you're going to hear a lot of tones and people talking, and it's going to be a fake element to it. It ain't nothing fake about these three individuals on here. And Jeezy, with that being said, man, I'm going to let you close it out, talk about what you got going on and everything, and then we'll be good in the game.
Yeah, man, you know, for me, man, I'm just, you know, just enjoying life, man. Enjoying the holiday, you know, and, you know, just really just focusing on next year. You know, of course, me and Kim and, you know, the whole gang, we're on tour right now. You know, that's Luda. I mean, that's Ross and James and, you know, so on and so forth. But you know me, I always got something in the clip, man. So I'm going to see y'all in a minute with something. You know what I mean? And as far as, you know, this whole holiday weekend, I'll be sipping on this non-cognac. If you ain't tried it, make sure you try it, man. And definitely Luda, man. I want to congratulate you.
Where can they get it, Jeezy? Can they order it online? Where do they get it? Tell them where they can get the cognac at, because I'm sure there's a lot of people want to get it.
It should be in your local liquor stores. We should be in your local liquor stores. You can find it, non-cognac. And again, Luda, man, congratulations on, you know, on the cartoon series with your daughter, bro. That's big. That's big. That's huge, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so Karma's World is out on Netflix right now, man. Thank you, Lil Kim. Thank you, Jeezy, for being here today. This was fun. I wish we could do a lot more, but we're going to have to do it again at some point and talk about something else. We got to. As a matter of fact, next Wednesday, for people that's on here, December 15th, 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be talking about fatherhood with some more special guests. So follow everybody here on Facebook. Get the notifications. Appreciate